just digital.
Last time on Everyday Edisons, patents for our new group's products were applied for.
This new group of inventions is fairly wide open in terms of the intellectual property. None of them have patents yet.
Jen's stabilizing step was designed and a form model was made and tested.
It's a concept that will change people's lives.
John's oscillating spinner concept hit an early roadblock.
It's an incredibly dynamic and harsh environment that this wheel is living in.
Brad and Melinda's spill-proof bowl was prototyped.
It was extremely interesting to see the variety of design approaches that he and the team had put together.
And Chuck Foley's toy shredder idea went to the dogs.
This is what it is, basically. Ta-da! There we have our dog shredder.
Every great idea deserves a chance to change the way we live, the way we work, and the way we play. From thousands of ideas pitched at casting calls across the country, 7 were handpicked to be developed by a team of product development experts. Each idea will be designed, engineered, branded, and sent to store shelves. And each product's inventor will play a pivotal role in the evolution of their product. Millions could be made, obstacles overcome, dreams will come true on this season of Everyday Edisons. As work has already begun on our first 4 products, it's now time for the product development process to begin on our final 3 products, which means all 3 teams, design, branding, and engineering, will work together to begin bringing Lynne and Karen's Stroller, Joe's cutting board, and Rebecca's grading pen to life.
To be successful, our product has to be unique. Let's face it. Everything that we need as a society already exists. We don't need to buy anything else, but we want to purchase things that are different. Joe understood this. He came to the casting call with a concept that expands upon a basic cutting board. Rebecca's idea is completely unique. Nothing like it exists. With that said, we can't over-engineer the product. It's got to be simple to use. Lynne and Karen's idea adds new and unique features to a child's stroller. Designing and engineering within the stringent requirements of children's products is really going to be tough.
Career teacher Rebecca Byler's idea to save teachers time while grading papers by creating a programmable grading pen was both novel and honorable. But her handmade prototype was in dire need of a makeover, brand, and actual working parts.
I had the idea in my head. I didn't have anything really to show, so I went to a local store and bought a pen about the size that I thought a grading pen might be, and I got a Sharpie and I drew on it and left and came to the audition and had my prototype ready in about 10 minutes.
With a product that clearly features functionality above all else, the engineering and design teams will be focused on the ease of use for teachers while creating a pen that doesn't look like a pen.
While we anticipate that the inner workings of the grading pen will be quite sophisticated, we need for the operation to be intuitive and user-friendly for it to be effective.
But there's something classic to working on a product that has so much history. And for that, it immediately sparked interest. It's something that's a challenge, and it's something that you want to be part of.
While the industrial design team was busy trying to design a product that will make the grade with teachers and make its mark in the pen industry, the commercialization team began looking at potential distribution channels.
We're not for sure with a grading pen whether we want to go with a big box retailer or a small niche type of store. We are looking at direct educational type of catalogs, which is great for teachers. That may be the possible route that we want to go.
And the branding team was brought in to give Rebecca's product an identity.
Well, here we wanted a trade name and a brand name that was really going to describe exactly what the product does. A little bit more concise than some of the other ones that we came up with. a little bit less subjective.
For some inspiration, branding team members checked in with Daniel to see what Rebecca's grading pen was looking like.
The naming of the products can be pretty difficult, so a lot of times we take a look at the designs or the shapes or the forms that it's taking on to see if that leads us anywhere. Any little thing can help us out along the way.
True to form, the branding team was able to unanimously come up with a name and logo for Rebecca's grading pen.
The first one we looked at actually was Quick Grader.
I like it.
Pretty literal, but yeah, it's a good choice.
Okay. We had some concerns about that being close to some of the other products that were out there. So in the end, we rejected it. When you see a product on a store shelf, you always think of it as being whatever that name is. Another one that we considered very strongly was Zips. What about Zips?
I think it's fun. We don't have kind of
Zips,
a fun one out there.
I think has a little personality to it.
I think it's kind of fun.
It sounds quick and fast, and this is kind of what this product does. One of the reasons, though, we didn't keep this one is it was a little bit too subjective. The fact that it might have been something else usually doesn't enter your mind. So you take it for granted. So what we settled on is Edugrader. How about Edugrader?
Edugrader's my favorite.
My favorite. Yeah, I think it's the best.
Edugrader.
We can get the trademark on this. We have the domain name already. And when you search Edugrader, you only get 4 hits, and nothing really has anything to do with grading papers. What they have to do is with software and stuff like that. So it's wide open from the internet standpoint too. I know that there's been a couple of inventors that we kind of had a struggle with about them recognizing the value of what we do and why we chose the things we did. But it seemed like Rebecca was pretty happy. So you have edugrader.com.
Wow.
What do you think?
It's great.
Because it tells you what it does, and that we felt was really important with this product.
It's incredible. I had no idea how much was going to go into it and how much you all would have it put together.
We had a lot of fun doing this logo. So after a while of designing, we came up with this. And so we've got the E and the G in one letter form, and we also have kind of the reminiscent of the apple in it. The colors are great. I mean, putting the apple concept aside, they stand out, they look sharp. But I think, that is another way to pull it into what it's for, and when you think of teachers, you think of apples.
Our next Everyday Edison can already be considered a successful inventor. He's a career industrial designer, multiple patent holder, and has helped several products make it to market. But for Joe Casal, seeing his own idea go from start to finish to store shelf has been a goal that's eluded him. He hopes now with his complete cutting board system, our product development team can finally help him achieve that goal.
I created this cutting board in a low profile with some drawers that slide out that would accommodate tools and knives and things like that. And then it also occurred to me that these drawers could have additional functions.
I basically took Joe's design and modeled it in CAD, which allows me to create a FDM sample. The rapid prototype machine allows me to print in 3 dimensions a prototype in a matter of hours, which we can then use to evaluate things such as size and function.
Once the rapid prototype of Joe's original design was built, industrial designer Daniel Bazell tested it internally to gather feedback before beginning the ideation phase of the cutting board project.
With Joe's product, we knew we were at a point where we could immediately start evaluating it. So all I wanted to do is build a concept, have it tested in-house, and see how it performed. We gathered a lot of information off that.
While the design team fleshed out idea after idea on paper, Everyday Edisons engineer Jerry Hsu collaborated with the designers to ensure the design integrity and engineering of Joe's product would mesh in the end.
I really liked the product, and working with Daniel early on allowed me to express my ideas and have them included in his design.
Jerry's the right guy to work with on this project. He gets it quickly from a sketch. He's already implementing all the new changes. It's a great concept. He's going to make it even better.
while Daniel renders his sketches into 3D designs to hand over to engineering to begin prototyping Joe's new cutting board.
So this was a really unique opportunity for us to create a brand name cutting board that I think we couldn't find anything like.
Members from the branding and commercialization teams began to develop their plan of action for the project.
The cutting board definitely is a show and tell type product. It's not one of those types of products you want to have sitting on your store shelf. As a result, I think the best place for a cutting board would be for a shopping network on TV.
With momentum building for Joe's product, including a final design and a new prototype, it's time to bring Joe in to see for himself what his complete cutting board system is turning into.
Joe, what we started with was this prototype, which is a form model.
It really helped us evaluate a lot.
You guys did an awesome job of interpreting my sketch into a three-dimensional item.
We tried to make it as true to your original design as possible.
Yeah, this turned out really nice based on the drawing I did to actually construct something three-dimensional. You guys did a terrific job.
You know, incorporating the styling was probably another difficult part of the process.
Wow, look at that. That is terrific.
This is your design incorporating Daniel's styling.
Great job.
Yeah. Now maybe the first thing that you notice, or one of the first things that you notice, is that the drawers open from the short sides instead of the long sides.
Yes.
Simply because, when you cut up your ingredients, the tendency is to sweep in this direction,
yes,
instead of away from you or towards you. On this end, we have the tray configuration that's essentially what your design called for, with the sliding partitions and the scale for measuring.
Very nice.
On this side, we have, instead of a tray, we have a scoop.
I think it was a really great brainstorm that he came up with for that, because it adds a whole new dimension.
During the process, maybe during the focus group process somewhere in Jerry's mind, he had a light bulb moment, without a doubt. And that's why I'm gonna leave it to Jerry. Show him what you did.
What we've done is we've added a surface that's got the grading features.
That's awesome.
Okay, and of course you would grate right into this tray.
That's really clever. You guys have made it realistic. You've turned it into a three-dimensional product that functions. You've increased its value in terms of materials and features, and have really done your homework. I'm very impressed with the awesome design job and engineering work you've done.
In today's day and age, inventors come in all shapes and sizes. They have different backgrounds and interests. But in going around the country interviewing Hall of Fame inventors and business leaders, we found that inventors share common characteristics.
Most of the people in the world see a problem and they just complain about a problem. An inventor sees a problem and says, you know what? This is an opportunity. And they look at that problem as, hey, I can come up with a way of solving that problem and make it advantageous to myself and to my family. And that's what's kind of going on inside most of the garage inventors I've talked to, and that's what makes them different than the rest of the population.
It's that positive, can-do, solve a problem, glass is half full kind of attitude that drew me to this world of inventors and had it stick for 20 years.
The inventor has to have that resourceful mind, and he's going to fail many times, but he's not a failure. He's going to pick himself up.
Multitasking moms and best friends Lynne and Karen are as passionate as any pair of inventors you'll find. But like most inventors, they didn't set out to invent anything. They just tried to solve a problem they were faced with.
The concept truly is taking like an activity center or activity saucer of sorts where the baby can stand up and push and spin and use their little legs, and marrying that idea with all the familiar stroller concept.
Faced with creating a stroller that not only does what ordinary strollers do,
it has to be easily stored, it has to fold efficiently, easily, it has to support the baby, it has to be safe, all of these things.
The design and engineering teams will work together to create Lynne and Karen's brainchild.
This is a challenging project because of all the issues. I mean, it's really modern transportation because of all the technologies and the research and everything that has to go into the product. It's similar to that of designing a vehicle. I mean, it is a vehicle. You have the human interaction, you have the movement of the product, you have the foldability of a stroller, the safety concerns. And it's all got to look good because strollers are becoming these new iconic status symbols within this, the young baby crowds.
So Daniel will begin the ideation phase of Lynne and Karen's project.
We have a new technology. If we're not careful, no one will know. So we have to figure out how to incorporate that technology into the look of the product and get the character and the functionality across really well. So it's going to take a lot of ideation in order to get there.
While engineer Tom Philpott works on mocking up some of the inner mechanisms that will make the stroller's unique features work.
I'm making this spring-loaded. It's going to be very rough, but we're really just looking for a proof of concept so that we can move forward.
While the physical phase of the Stroller Moms project is underway, it'll be lead researcher Ryan Gorman's job to make sure that the new design and engineering features meet or exceed all safety regulations for strollers.
Anytime you're dealing with a children's product that deals with transportation, safety is paramount. It should dictate your design and the engineering of the product.
Ryan is also responsible for making sure the stroller's features stay within the parameters of the pending patent.
Our stroller has a lot of unique features, but strollers have been around for a long time, so it's a crowded IP field. So it's important that we ensure that our product doesn't infringe on anyone else's patent.
Back in industrial design, Daniel has a design direction in mind for the Stroller Mom stroller.
The tubular structure is based on things that you'd see in performance bikes. The injection molded parts are more organic and really functional. So, along those lines of creating this high-tech, luxurious product that's purpose-built and then shows off that incredible functionality of being able to move in 360 degrees.
And Tom has been busy putting the pieces of the test mule together in engineering.
Basically, we built a very rough prototype model that would allow us to test all of our theories. We needed to see about basically where everything was going to be placed, roughly, and test our rudimentary mechanisms. Hopefully, the ladies will come in and see that what we've done is not exactly what will be produced, but essentially proves out or disproves our theory. It's a learning device. All right, so kind of crazy looking, I know, but
It's just what we were hoping for. I love it.
here's your finished product. And,
wow, it's great. I love it.
It's awesome, I know.
Oh, wow, it's a little cumbersome, a little bit wide, a little...
So does this make a little bit more sense? Do you want to talk about the folding again now that we have something?
Can you fold this one?
Well, we can't fold it all the way.
My initial reaction was, wow, it's really big.
The most important thing was the sit and the stand.
It was a little clunky and still rudimentary.
This is all new and different, of course, but what we basically have is this yoke. So this stays stationary, and this comes through here.
Is there any concern at all with how much space is between here and the bar and their little feet?
There is, definitely. And it's a big consideration for us because none of this represents exactly what it's going to be. There's all kinds of latitude, especially from the design point of view. I know it's a lot to digest.
It is. So the trampoline theory at the bottom has been replaced by the spring, like a suspension
spring-loaded
system.
chair, if you will.
Right, we have the whole chair suspended because when they're bouncing, they're going to be very much in this, supported by this mechanism. Ultimately, they're probably going to very quickly figure out how this thing works and do things we haven't even imagined yet with it.
Probably. It is, yes, it is a little Frankensteinish, the Addams Family. Yeah.
hopefully, we have a video to show you next, and these guys need to set up a little bit. But we'll go right into that, and hopefully that'll help you visualize it.
Okay.
So he's got some faces for sure. What is this thing that you got me in? You see how the harness is really holding him back? That's one of the reasons.
Oh, he's so cute. Look at oh, you're up. Oh, see? Look how happy he is.
It helps seeing the video, I think.
I almost wonder about the suspension part and how heavy they are.
He looks like he's on a plank.
Like I said, we had sort of a hit list of things that we wanted to improve upon. The height adjustment and overall adjustability for different sizes with this strap that allows, there's all these different ways to adjust this. So we're trying to address the largest span total.
It's like time to go shopping.
Put my high chair on wheels.
It scares me a little. It looks a little bit like a backboard. Yes, that's what yeah.
Now a little worried about what their stroller will eventually look like, Daniel was brought in to calm their fears and show Lynne and Karen some of the design elements of their stroller.
So we're going to use all the tricks of the trade to make this thing skinny.
Excellent. Just like me? Yeah, can you use those tricks on us?
But we're going to actually take the product and we're actually going to build character into it. I know y'all have some concerns about the size of the backboard. These, what I'll start doing is trying to trim them down, but there is an important reason for that.
Sure.
So that's what we're doing. We're looking at styling and character. This one, for example, has kind of an asymmetrical handle. Maybe we can do something that's flowing together. That's one trick to reduce the size. And I'm gonna spend some time on this. I'm also gonna meet with branding so we can really incorporate this overall character and theme into every part of the product. These are just the initial sketches and there'll be a lot more to come.
It's a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to look at and to process
and to see your idea taken seriously by a professional.
Not just us.
That's interesting, and it's wild to see it all up there and kind of starting to come to a fruition, to life. Yeah, on paper.
So have you been wondering how our first group of Everyday Edisons products are doing? Well, here's the update. Our Chivos have made the 30-day trans-Pacific journey from China to the US and have made it out to our distribution center in the desert in Reno, Nevada. And as soon as web orders come in, our Chivos go out. Remember Bill Murtaugh? Well, his father's dying wishes come true. And our team is ready to start shipping out crate loads of Murtaugh mixing hose to 84 lumber stores nationwide. Last time we saw Wendy Hampton, she was playing Buffudium with her daughter in an ice cream store in Atlanta. Well, now hundreds of Buffudiums have arrived here at the Product Development Center. They're going through quality control, being inspected to make sure they're perfect before they're shipped out to Maggie Moo's. After some final tweaks, millions of Snack Daddies have been injection molded in China and are waiting to be shipped back here to the States to be distributed to Wing Zone restaurants. And who could forget Greek grandmother Maria Pistioli's, who I had the great pleasure of telling her invention was going to be featured in Sky Mall magazine. Well, as we speak, workers are working around the clock to fulfill all those Sky Mall orders for Corby. So we've seen how design and engineering can influence one another and how a brand can really give a product an identity. On the next episode of Everyday Edisons, our product development team is tested like they've never been tested before. The decision is made to try to turn Chuck Foley's Shredder dog toy into a game. The Shepard spill-proof bowl has been mother approved. It's now time to be kid tested. 4 models of John's oscillating spinner concept are made and tested. And Jen's stabilizer project hits a turning point. And on this and every episode, we conclude with a helpful invention lesson on Everyday Edisons.
The Madrid Protocol is a filing treaty. The U.S. joined it a couple of years ago. And what it does, it enables the owner of a U.S. trademark registration or application here at the USPTO to file an international application, either on paper or electronically, and seek protection of their mark in any of the now, I think, 62 countries of the Madrid Protocol.